Hey, it's Manuel Carrillo with Capital One Auto Navigator in the studio today comparing the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe and the 2024 Kia Sorento. Even though both of these crossover SUVs appear vastly different, they're actually built on the same platform, so ultimately it's going to come down to a matter of style choice between what fits you and what fits your vibe. So we're going to get into that today. Powering the Santa Fe is a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, making 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, which is connected to an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission that can send power to the front or all four wheels. Towing capacity on the Calligraphy trim we have in the studio today is 3,500 pounds, but can go up to 4,500 pounds, and fuel economy sits at 20 in the city, 28 in the highway, and 23 combined. Now moving over to the Sorento, it's powered by the same engine, a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, but this time making 281 horsepower. It's also connected to an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, powering either the front or all four wheels. Towing capacity for this X-Pro trim here is 4,500 pounds, and fuel economy sits at 20 in the city, 27 highway, and also 23 combined. Lighting the way forward for the Sorento is a stack of 4 projector LED headlamps, which are rated by the IIHS as acceptable, and then over at the Santa Fe is also a set of LED projector headlights. The Santa Fe Calligraphy is riding on a set of 21-inch wheels with just enough sidewall for everyday on-road driving, but over on the Santa Fe side, in its specific X-Pro trim, which is designed for light off-roading, you've got a thicker sidewall with 17-inch wheels for more off-road padding. When it comes to cargo, the Santa Fe is going to be a little bit friendlier for your needs there. Notice how the opening opens all the way to the edge of the vehicle. That's going to make loading a little bit more convenient, especially when you open the rear hatch and it reveals 14.6 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row. Lower that third row down and you get up to 40.5 cubic feet of space, and with the second and third rows lowered, you get up to 79.6 cubic feet of space. Contrasting with the Sorento, you get 12.6 cubic feet behind the third row, 40.5 cubic feet of space behind the second row, which is the same as the Santa Fe, and 75.5 cubic feet with the second and third rows lowered. Out back, both the Santa Fe and Sorento are using LED taillights with their own distinctive designs. And both vehicles come with outside power folding rearview mirrors. Inside the 2024 Santa Fe, it looks and feels like a bona fide luxury car, and it's got the features to back up the looks too. Heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, but I've also got massage. The Santa Fe's got the tech to back up its luxury too, starting out with a 12.3-inch driver instrument display right in front of you, 12.3-inch infotainment display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability, dual wireless phone charging right behind dual zone climate control, and a head-up display plus 12-speaker Bose audio system. It also comes with a video rearview mirror. How nifty is that? To the left of the steering wheel, the Santa Fe has a fingerprint identification system, which means you can enter your car using your smartphone and then you can start it using your fingerprint. Here's a feature where you can tell Hyundai was really thinking outside the box. So we know how dirty our phones can get. We're touching them all day, right? Well, if you want to sanitize it, all you got to do is stick it in the UVC sanitizer box for 10 minutes, pop it in there, 10 minutes later pull it out, you're not spreading germs anymore. The Santa Fe can seat up to 7 people, but in this case we're in the 6-seater configuration with the second row Napa leather trimmed captain's chairs. And I just love the way these things look. Even the stitching reminds me of Bentleys, for crying out loud. But the luxury continues over to the door here. I've got the manual rear sunshade. Really fun to use that thing. And then a dual pane sunroof. So I've even got light coming in above me if I want it to, but I can close that shade too if I need a little bit more privacy. While the Sorento isn't as luxury forward inside as the Santa Fe Calligraphy, it's still a pretty nice place to be, with plenty of nice features too. Heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and dual zone automatic climate control. The Sorento's feature set reads similarly to the Santa Fe's, starting out with a 12.3-inch driver instrument cluster, next to a 12.3-inch infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, a 12-speaker Bose audio system, wireless phone charging, and there's also a video rear view camera. The Sorento seats up to 7 people, but in this configuration with the second row captain's chairs, it can seat 6. And sitting back here, I'm feeling nice and cushy on these leather trim seats. Then over to my left here is a manual sunshade. Very nice, but even nicer is the panoramic moonroof right above me. Being that the Santa Fe and Sorento are on the same platform, I'm really curious to see how similarly they drive, so let's check it out. The Santa Fe offers completely adequate driving dynamics for everyday motoring. Nothing completely to fault about this vehicle. There is a little bit of delay when you take off from a stop. That 2.5-liter turbocharged engine just kind of has to wait a little bit to spool up, but once it does, the power is adequate, it's satisfying, and otherwise the ride is compliant. The steering is really direct and accurate. The braking is a bit mellow in feel. I could use a little bit more braking feel, but I'm not too unhappy with the driving dynamics of the Santa Fe Calligraphy. But the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe has a couple more features than the Sorento. So forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring with blind spot avoidance assist, lane keep assist with lane following assist, parking collision avoidance assist, smart cruise control, rear occupant alert, 3D surround camera with 360-degree parking distance warning aid, remote park assist, and a head-up display. Pulling away from the stop in the Sorento, there is a noticeable delay off the line, but then, just like the Santa Fe, once that turbo gets on boil, power is adequate. But ultimately, the driving dynamics in the Sorento just aren't as well sorted as the Santa Fe's, and you really notice that difference. So I think that ultimately my takeaway from the Sorento is that there's room for improvement, but I think for the typical family buyer, the handling characteristics of this vehicle are going to fade into the background, and that's probably okay for that demographic. The 2024 Kia Sorento comes with a pretty comprehensive safety suite, including forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring with blind spot avoidance assist, lane keep assist with lane following assist, parking collision avoidance assist, smart cruise control, driver attention warning, rear occupant alert with ultrasonic sensors, 3D surround camera with 360-degree parking distance warning aid, and a head-up display. After having driven the top-line versions of the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe and the 2024 Kia Sorento, it's really a close call. I mean, ultimately these vehicles are built on the same platform, so it's going to be a matter of personal preference. But for me, the extra features of the Santa Fe and just those more edgy looks, it kind of wins it for me. But what does it come down for you? For more information on the latest cars, trucks, and SUVs, visit the Capital One Auto Learning Center in the link below, and don't forget to follow our channels.